Hello everybody and welcome to another ToniSport Newsfeed video. We are back again at our how-to series of video clips. This is episode number 3 and today we want to talk a little bit about how to become a better racer. So this sounds very big and very huge, and of course it is, and there are no easy solutions for that. So this is not like following 3 or 4 rules and then become a world champion. It's kind of a little bit more difficult, to be honest, but as I said in the first and in the second video, these video clips, they are made for beginners, for people who are new in the hobby and who are especially new in the RC racing scene. So for everybody who is racing their first season or maybe facing their first ever race, it is maybe kind of helpful, because I think that many drivers out there or many people out there, when they get kind of diving into the RC racing scene, they sometimes they underestimate or they underexpect what it takes to step up through the ranks and to become a better racer, a super good racer, a world-class racer, whatever. So, and there are many things which are coming together. So I think, where should we start? I mean, racing RC cars is easy in some way, because you're not sitting in the car yourself, you cannot get hurt. This is pretty cool. You can race it on the street, you can race it on the parking lot, and if you drive it straight into the wall, the car is broken, but yourself normally always walk away from that without any issues. This is what makes RC racing so cool and so safe. Yeah, but to become a good racer, it needs a lot of work and a lot of determination and a lot of sacrifice, because if you want to improve your game when you're new in the racing scene, it means you need to practice a lot of times. So you need to go practicing as much as you can on your home track, and I also recommend to not only practice on your home track, to also go to different tracks from time to time, if the time and the distances allows you to do that. Why is it important? Because as sooner you learn to drive and to adapt quickly to new tracks, the more easy it will be for you in the future. If you go to some events around the country or around the world, you will gain from this experience from the past, and you can adapt to new tracks very quick. So for example, I know some guys, they're running on one single track since many years, and whenever they come to a different... Yeah, so this is what happens when you forget to mute your telephone. Yeah, where did I stop? It is important to learn to adapt quickly to new tracks. This can only be helpful in the future if you are running on different tracks across the country. But yeah, where to start? Practice as much as you can, and something which is very important in my opinion is that you kind of practice with kind of a goal for the day, or you need to go to the track and just say, hey, today I will just fully focus on my driving. I will not wrench that much on the car drives pretty okay. I will just have a day concentrating and focusing on my own driving, hitting my break points, my lines, my marks, and then doing consistent runs. For sure, you always want to adjust and to fine-tune the car, but I also noticed that many people, they think so much about wrenching on the car, changing setups, and trying different body shells and springs and tire sources and everything, but they completely forget to work on their own driving. Can I drive better? Can I drive more consistent? Where do I always miss the racing line and stuff like that? So this is something, in my opinion, which many racers don't care too much about, and they always think about kind of the equipment and the material and stuff like that, instead of starting to reflect what they can do better with the radio in the hand. So this is one important step which will help you to become a better racer. Another thing which can help you for sure is, whenever you are practicing, when you have a nice practice day ahead of you, just make kind of a plan, which I said before, focus on something special, on the setup or on the tire preparation or on your own driving, stuff like that. And always try to find a good rhythm throughout the day. So try to learn what the track is doing, how much the track improves during the day, because more and more cars are driving on the track, or as it gets warmer when you're running outdoors especially, or when the track gets even better after many cars have driven on it. And all these things, try to stay active, try to read kind of the practice day, and don't blame yourself when you maybe have a slow start into the day. And it takes you some time to get up to speed. And it's also normal that normally you will find a better pace as you may make progress during the day. So most of the time you're posting your fastest practice day lap times at the end of the day, when the track gets faster, when you are getting more comfortable, when the car is getting better. So this all leads to you performing better on track. So this is something which is maybe quite normal. So you always have to be realistic to yourself, what times you have driven in the morning, which job you have done during the day, and what was the result in the evening. So always try to analyze a little bit what you have done, what you have experienced throughout the day, and this can help you a lot. Another important aspect is, whenever you want to drive on the track, just check the situation on the track, because when it's a crowded place with many racers there, always check a little bit what the others are doing, because when it's a kind of an open practice day, everybody can go onto the track and drive whenever he wants. And it's when you already see 5, 6, 7, 8 guys maybe switching off their tire warmers to try to go to the track. Number one, you can do the same and go with them if you want to see where you stack against all these guys on the track. Or you should wait until they are maybe all running 3 or 4 minutes, and then you prepare your car to go to the track, because then you have a high chance of having an almost clear track for yourself then when you start your practice run. It depends a little bit on what you want to do and how far you are in your RC racing program, but it can sometimes help a lot to practice on the track where not so much traffic is always around you, and where you not have to be so careful for the faster drivers. And this whole traffic problem is sometimes not good when you want to practice and when you want to focus on your own. But on the other side, you have to learn to drive with others on track. So there are sometimes the kind of the practice heroes. They are only turning laps on their own on the track. And whenever a second, a third or a fourth car is coming onto the track, they are getting kind of nervous, and everything is kind of different then. So you need to find a balance on a practice day between practicing what you want to practice and also learning how to drive with others on track. So it's not an easy task, because you never know how many guys will come to a practice day, and you also never know how the day will in the end fold up for you. But you always need to have an eye on that, and this can also be very helpful to become a better racer then in the end. Yeah, so the next topic is that it's absolutely necessary to always try to learn, to always try to improve, and to care about the small details. Please always pay attention to details, especially when you're racing on-road. It is super important, in off-road as well, but I can only talk a little bit more about on-road. There's so much to learn. I said it in the past videos. There's so much to learn, and you maybe never stop to learn. And this is something which you also need to keep in mind. Try to learn from the racers who are faster and better than yourself. So when you are practicing on your home track and there are fast guys, watch what they are doing. Watch how they prepare the car. Ask them the questions. Try the same. Try it again. So if something doesn't work in the first or second battery, try it again. Try to get used to it, because when you are getting faster and faster and faster, more and more details will play a role which maybe haven't been important in your first week on the racetrack, where you maybe didn't use tire warmers and didn't use tire additive, and the car was still driving on the track somehow. But as faster you get, the more and more and more and more small details will come to your racing program, and you have to take it serious. You have to take it serious with the preparation of your car. So always try to have your car prepared well when arriving at a track for practice, or especially for a race. Many guys, they don't pay that much attention of having a good prepared car with everything being on point, from the drive belts over the ball bearings to the suspension arms and everything, the setup, the settings, the body shells. So as more prepared you are coming to a practice day, the bigger your success will be for sure. So it is something you always have to check, that your equipment is on point and that you have everything under control. Only then it's possible for you to go up to the driver's stand and to do a 5-minute practice run with full enjoyment, with a good progress and with some learnings. And this is, I think, one of the most important things, that you keep always try to keep to stay on top of your own game, and that you never stop trying to learn from the pros. So sometimes it can happen that you are on a track practicing and there's a super good driver coming for practice. Maybe a guy who made a national A main or European Championships final, or even maybe super good drivers like Mark Reinhardt or Ronald Volker or Michalowski, Luca Urbain, all these well-known superstars from the Euro Touring Series, for example, or from the World Championships. So wherever you are, it always can happen that a super good driver is coming for practice. And when you are lucky enough to be there in the same moment as well, then it's your time to just watch what these guys are doing. Because just from watching from a distance, you can see how they are acting with their equipment, with their car, with their practice day in general, how they manage their own time schedule, how many battery packs they are doing a day, how many sets of tires they are using, and all these things. You can orientate yourself a little bit on them, and you can also approach them, say hello, and ask them some questions. Don't be afraid. These guys are professionals. They need to answer your questions. They need to be friendly, and they need to be supportive, because they have sponsors paying their salaries, and you are the kind of the customer. And so it is up to you to join them on their pit table and to ask them some questions if you like to learn something special from them. I'm sure 100% that almost everybody will be helpful and will be there to talk to you. And this is something which is also very helpful. And then these guys, whenever they pick up their radio and going to the track, I recommend you to maybe not go in the same moment and drive with them on the track, because then you have to be always aware of not blocking their racing line. Just go to the track, grab yourself a coffee or your bottle of water, go to the track and watch the practice run of the top driver or of the better driver. Watch how they are driving on the track. Walk around the track while they are driving and watch how they approach the corners after the straight, in the infield section, the hairpins. How are they braking? When are they braking? What is special? And I can only tell you from my experiences over the years, whenever I watch the top drivers on track, I always have the feeling that I can learn something from just watching them and just trying to copy their rhythm and stuff like that. So you can learn a lot during these kind of practice days when fast drivers are there, and I recommend you to do this. Yeah, and last but not least, a very important topic if you want to become a better racer is your own mindset and the expectations you make yourself before practice, or especially before race days. As I said before, many guys, they create too much pressure on themselves and on their own results. And it is not possible to win against the best in the business quickly. And also, if you are only an average driver like me, you cannot go to a big event and think that you can make the A main or win the race when you are only having the quality for making a solid C main. For sure, if you have the best day of your life, you can make the B, but you cannot make the A maybe. So this is something you always need to be realistic for yourself. For sure, you need to set yourself some goals, but be realistic with your goals, because if you are a D main driver and you always go to the race with the goal to make the A main, you will always be kind of disappointed and not satisfied when you're driving home. For sure, when you are a frequent D main driver, your goal should be making the C main. For sure, and if you make it one day, you can be super happy and super proud of you. But at big events especially, you cannot make the step from the D or E main up to the B or A main just because you have practiced for 2 or 3 months hard on a track. Most of the time it's not possible. And the same is when you are going to a club race. Small club races. Maybe you have only 10 or 12 or 15 people racing together with you. But in the beginning of your RC career, there will always be 2, 3, 4 guys who are faster than you because they have more experience, they had more track time, they are the better racers, whatever. They have the better car, they are better prepared. So don't be disappointed when somebody beats you. In RC racing, you have to learn how it feels to lose, and you lose many, many times. And as soon as you start to maybe win or improve your own results, making a podium, making a top 5, whatever, then you can feel really good and really satisfied. And this will also help you to become a better racer, because if you know what you can do and you believe in yourself, that one day you will do it for sure. But you have to be realistic to not lose the passion and the fun of our hobby and our sport, because I see many guys setting their goals way too high and then they are all the time disappointed. And for me, it makes no sense to have a hobby which you follow to be disappointed all day long because your results are not how you wanted them to be. So, I hope you know what I mean. It's not so easy to explain, but yeah, many guys, they are a little bit overestimating what they can do, and then they are disappointed all the time when it's not happening so quick. On the other side, you never know how good you can become, and you never should stop dreaming about reaching your goals or winning a big race or making the A main at a big race and stuff like that. I can still remember when I made my first A mains on big races in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and podium finishes and stuff like that. That was really rewarding and it felt amazingly great. But now when I think back onto the many, many, many races where I just squeezed into the A main or made a B main again and was not happy about the race afterwards, that's kind of normal, that's kind of racing, and as more you learn to lose, the better it feels to win. And this is something which you please always should keep in mind when you start to race RC cars, when it's your first season of racing or your second season of racing. Don't expect too much from yourself and never lose the enjoyment and the pure fun when racing with your RC cars on track. So as you see, there are many, many different things which need to come together to become a better racer. You have to make the best out of your practice days. You have to learn from the professional drivers or from the best drivers you can meet on your racetrack in person. You need to be on top of your own game in case of car preparation, equipment preparation, and also the planning of your practice day and the race day. And you also have to be on top of your own mindset, because when you expect too much, the disappointment can be very big as well. So if you follow these kind of tips from an old guy like me, I think you can maybe deal with all that a little bit better. And I wish and I hope for every one of you out there that you can reach the goals you have for your RC racing career or for your time in this amazing hobby and sport. And some of you will succeed up to the top, others not. Some of you will maybe also quit the hobby after some years. This is kind of normal. It's the same as with any other sports around the world. But the more happy you are when driving RC cars, the better you will become for sure. That was our video for today. Just leave me some comments below the video. By the way, thanks for all the comments underneath the last 3 video clips. And yeah, I'm really happy to read all your stories in the comments. Let me know what you do to become a better racer. What is your kind of practice routine, or what is your main focus when you try to improve? I'm interested about it. Let me know, and we will talk about the perfect preparation for a race day or a race weekend in the next video. And until then, I hope that you enjoyed watching this clip as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Always keep in mind, race with ToniSport. You will never race alone. We see us in one of the next videos. And please also subscribe to this YouTube channel.